Hi everybody, Marty Rubin, and I'm back for another segment of Marty's Corner. And let's see who our special guest is today. Jack Saleeby.
That's
Did
right.
I get it right?
Yes, you got it right.
All right. It's so nice to see you back. The last we saw of you, and you know, you were in West Side Story, you were action, okay? Talking and singing to your friend Officer Krupke.
That's right.
Yes, your close personal friend, and you always nailed that song, and you were great in the part. But now you're playing the very charming, you know, very confident song and dance man, Bert.
Yes.
In Mary Poppins. So how exciting is that for you?
Oh, I'm having a blast. It's been a dream role of mine for years. I loved watching the movie growing up and seeing Dick Van Dyke, who was so iconic in this and so many other movies. So I was a little intimidated at first. Right. Definitely big shoes to fill.
And you fill them. Let me
thank you.
Yes.
But I'm having a great time, and we have a lovely cast and creative team.
Yes.
And so it's been a real honor to come back to the Argyle.
We're so happy you're back.
I'm so happy to be back.
You know, the great superstars, you know they're great when they have one name. Elvis, Madonna, Michael, Bert.
Bert, that's
Bert.
right.
I mean, Bert, he literally doesn't have a last name, right?
No.
Yes. So, in order to be the superstar that you are, all right, you have to be a terrific dancer, which you are, okay? You gotta have a great voice, which you do, and you gotta be a big time actor, funny, entertaining, and you are, and you know what that makes you, a triple threat.
Oh, thank you.
So, out of those skills that I just mentioned,
yes,
what gives you the most satisfaction?
Oh, acting, absolutely. I think it's funny. I even hesitate to say that I'm a dancer or to even say that I'm a singer.
You're so good.
Thank you. I try.
Right.
Lots of rehearsal. Thank you, Deb Roche.
Yes.
But no, I love acting. I love storytelling. I think that the beauty of theater is that we're coming together, experiencing a story in real time at the same time. And so whether I'm singing or dancing, I always am approaching it from the character and from an acting standpoint.
Yes. Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Connecticut.
Okay.
So just over.
Not
just
too far. And
the
your
way.
family's coming?
Yes, they are coming. They're very excited.
So when did you start acting, singing, dancing?
Oh, I was 5 years old when I first started.
And you knew right then? Oh, I love it.
I knew right away. I would say I did a Christmas pageant at school when I was in kindergarten, and I had a solo, and I was super excited about that. And my parents saw that I just really enjoyed it, and so they got me involved in a children's theater, and I started doing that, and then started working community theaters and regional theaters, and just really caught the theater bug early on, and continued to do it for my whole life.
It's a passion. If you can do for a living what you feel a passion for, I mean, that's great.
It's the greatest gift.
Yes.
I've seen so much of the world, and I've met so many people doing this thing that I love to do, that it's really an honor to be able to have it be my purpose and my moment here.
So Jack, as a Marty's Corner fan, right?
Yes.
You know there's a baseball reference coming.
Yes.
Okay, so
I can't wait.
I'm going to tie it into to the theater. Don't worry. All right. So, in baseball, when the person gets on first base and wants to steal second base, okay? So, the person's taking the lead. First base is there. Second base is there.
All right.
And the person's taking the lead, and they want to steal second. The movements, the little things, lead to the big things. So, you want to line your foot up about halfway to the left leg, okay?
All right.
You want to open your leg up a 45-degree angle, all right? Now, you don't want to drop step, because if you drop step, you're going back to go forward.
Okay.
So you want to swing your left arm and boom, explode.
And boom, drop.
Right.
Like,
now, so now let's compare that to being on stage.
Yes.
Okay. So you're swinging, Jane and Michael Banks around, okay? Or you're doing the big number, where you're leading the whole troupe, in a big musical hit number. And you have to be in a good spot, because you need that symmetry of the audience looking at you. Are you aware of your positioning? Do you do it naturally, or do you have to know exactly where you are on stage?
So I'm really lucky in terms of, in this show, I'm usually on zero. So one thing I love about theater is on every stage, we have a number line right on the edge of the
Right.
stage. And you can say 0, 2,
Now, what? Now,
4,
0
6.
is the start.
Yeah, 0 is right in the center.
Okay.
And what's great is when you're on tour or when you're going to different places, you always know that no matter what stage you're on, you're going to have that number line.
Nice.
So I always set on whatever number the choreographer has asked me to be on.
Okay.
And then during our rehearsal process, what I try and do is find a marker in the house that is aligned with those numbers.
Nice.
Because I don't want the audience to see me looking down at the floor the
Right.
whole time.
Right.
You know, you got to keep your eyes up for them. So, like in this theater, you can see the zeros right there.
Yes, yes.
And our monitor, that TV right
Right.
up there with the conductors right there.
Right.
So I always know if I set myself up and look at our incredible music director, Jonathan Brenner, right in the monitor, that I'm going to be on the right position.
Yes, and it means a lot because, like I said, the little things mean the big things. Because I mean, I've watched from every spot in the theater, but it's so nice the symmetry of you being in that right spot with everybody falling in behind you.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot to get there. You know?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. But I also will say, I'll throw in my own baseball reference.
Oh, let's go.
I think
Let's
that
go.
it's important, just as much as you doing your job and being in your individual spot is important,
Right.
you're working with a team.
Yes.
And I have the best team. I mean,
Super
this
talented cast.
ensemble is unreal.
Yes.
And so it has been so lovely to be able to, when you're doing these huge dance numbers where things are flying through the air and everybody's turning and stuff, to know that your team has your back.
Yes.
And so even if something does
Great
go
feeling.
awry, everybody is able to adjust so that the audience can get the best experience that they
That's so well said.
want.
You know, as part of that team, we have a lot of talent. But, you know, Lee Harrington, who's playing Mary Poppins, is unbelievable. When you have somebody like that who's bringing the energy every night and the crowd is really enjoying themselves and you feel it, does that help take your game to a higher level?
Absolutely. And since day one, Lee Harrington has made me want to be the best version of myself from start to finish. It is an honor sharing the stage with her. I could get emotional talking about it.
There's such chemistry between the two of you. It's awesome.
We have so much fun. We really do. And I think a lot about acting, I think a lot of good acting is really just taking care of your scene partner.
Right.
And asking yourself, what does this person need? Versus focusing on what you're doing or what you want to
Right.
look like to the audience. If I ask myself, what does Lee need so that she
Right.
can be successful in
Yes.
her telling, then I'm doing my job. And what's
Exactly.
amazing is when you're working with a class act like Lee Harrington.
Oh, she's so great.
And she gives that same, she's one of the most generous actors I've worked with. Because I
That's-
always feel like I'm being taken care of when I'm on
You know, the
stage.
two of you, it's interesting, the chemistry, because it's so apparent. But even, there's this subtlety of, are these two a couple? An
Oh,
item?
romance.
Yeah. It's like, you know, you can make a case for it either way.
Absolutely.
You know.
I think that's one of the fun things about this story, Mary Poppins. There's so much mystery in the magic.
Yes.
It's not like other magical stories where the rules and guidelines of the world are set in stone.
Right.
You know, Harry Potter, he needs a wand in order to cast a spell.
Right.
Mary Poppins, she can snap and magic can happen. Sometimes
Yes.
she doesn't have to snap, things will still come out of
Yes.
the big bag.
Now listen, Mary flies, okay?
Yes, she does.
But
Bert
Bert
flies
flies
too.
So, but when Bert flies, he's dancing. You look like an Olympic gymnast up there. I mean, is it scary up there? I mean, how did you learn that?
It's thrilling. It's
Yeah.
so much fun. We had an incredible team come in to work with us, and our flyers backstage, I feel so safe and so
Yeah.
well supported by the entire team.
Right.
Again. But when it comes up, being up in the air, it can be a little intimidating at times. But I have great fun with it, and I
You
was
really do.
I was lucky. I worked on a cruise ship right before this, and I was working with two of my very dear friends, Boti and Sylvie. They're from Hungary,
Yes.
and they're aerialists, and so they do.
So you took a
insane
little
things in
bit from their act.
Yes.
Yes.
So when I found out I was doing this, I said, Boti, Sylvie, help! And so
Yes.
they gave me some tips to make me
I
look
love it.
like a
So look,
gymnast.
Jack, I want to get you in the mood for tonight's. You know, we're a little not too far out from the show tonight.
Absolutely.
So I'm gonna throw you my Cockney accent.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
know, you know, it's not great, but I'm gonna,
That's
it'll get you
okay.
in the mood. All right, let's see. Mr. Bloke, can I hold you and governor?
Yes.
I mean, is there
Good job.
Is there anything here? Is there any hope for me?
There's hope. There's hope. A
Okay.
lot of it is about confidence, I find.
Well, how do you learn to, you're speaking that Cockney accent through the entire show.
Yes.
How did you learn that?
A part of it, shout out to Alona Pierce, my college professor, who did a whole course on dialects.
Yes.
So I definitely went back and looked at those old notes and whatnot. But I find listening to BBC radio and just kind of consuming even any sort of British culture and sounds helped me kind of develop the voice.
I'll give you a tip. Listen to Herman's Hermits.
Herman's Hermits?
Yes,
Okay.
they're an old group.
Yeah.
And they throw a little Cockney
Oh,
in
that's
the
good.
songs. But talking about songs, you have so many great songs in this show. You really do. You have so many great songs. Would you give us the pleasure of singing one of my personal favorites? Let's Go Fly a Kite.
Absolutely.
Would you do that?
I will do that.
All
for
right,
you.
come on,
I
let's
have
do
to
it.
stand up.
Okay, do it.
Okay, let's see. With tuppence for paper and string, you can have your own set of wings. With your feet on the ground, you're a bird in flight with your fists holding tight to the string of your kite. Oh, let's go fly a kite up to the highest height.
That's awesome. And
Yeah?
and it's awesome.
All right.
We have to stop it there because we have to make you come and see the rest of the song, right? Hear the rest of the song. We're playing, Mary Poppins is playing straight through Wednesday to Sunday through December 31st. You get to see the fantastic Jack Saleeby and the rest of this supremely talented cast. So we can't wait to see you at the Argyle Theater.